My mom wants to invite my ex whom I cheated on to my wedding, and my fiancé is absolutely furious. Help. Original post. I, 28 male, was a terrible person in the past, which I have moved on from. I used to drink a lot and had cheated on my ex, 27 female, countless times in our 3-year relationship. I don't know how she stayed with me for so long. One day, she found out I was cheating again and broke things off, which I don't blame her for. I was cut off by my family, which was heartbreaking. I eventually improved myself, got into therapy, and eventually apologized and reconciled with my family. I found out my mother and my ex were still in contact, which I didn't mind. They were close even when I was with her. My family invites my ex to family gatherings as her family is, let's say, not that good, which I again don't care about. We both are civil and don't interact much. Eventually, I met a new girl, 28 female, and 1 year later, I am engaged to her. Yeah, and she knows how I was in the past, as I had told her. We are planning a wedding to host only close friends and family. Then the problem arose that my mother, who's close with my ex, wants to invite her to the wedding, and my fiancé is absolutely furious. The reason my mother gave is that it's a family event. Honestly, I don't want her at my wedding either. I called my ex to talk about it, and she told me the same thing. She doesn't want to be at my wedding, but my mother is insisting, which is infuriating. My mother is still saying she won't come if my ex isn't coming, and my fiancé has had arguments with her. I am seriously thinking of not inviting my mother at this point, but if she doesn't come, I'm afraid I might be cut off from my family again. This is so infuriating. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Invite the ex. That's how hilarious wedding memories are made. I don't want her to come, nor does my fiancé. I can take it for my mother's sake, but I don't want my fiancé to be hurt. It's your wedding, not your mom's wedding. Tell your mom outright. She doesn't want to come. I don't want her to come. Fiancé doesn't want her to come. Stop being weird about it and let it go. Do not invite her. It is a weird entitlement when parents dictate guest lists anyway. Unless they are paying, they get no say. Even if they are paying, you have the right to draw boundaries. Good luck. If your mom is that hung up on it, maybe you have to let her go too. And I'd be curious to know what mom's motivation is here. Why make literally everyone uncomfortable by demanding a woman goes or gets invited to her ex's wedding? OP, it sounds like your mom made up for your terrible treatment of the young woman and sees her as a sort of protege at this point. But she has to realize that there's a past relationship between you and her, and by making this some weird thing, your mother is very much stressing your fiancé out. Not the a-hole. Your mother appears to be either hell-bent on punishing you for the rest of your life by making you interact with your ex on every occasion she can, or she's so emotionally enmeshed with your ex that she's willing to lose a son, a daughter-in-law, and contact with any children you may have in the future over this. Time to point out to her that it's not just you she is upsetting, it's your fiancé, and that there may be long-term consequences to this. In the final analysis, who do you want a relationship with? Your fiancé or your family? And in terms of the family, make quite sure you get the message out there to the rest of the family that you are not disinviting your mother, but that her insistence on bringing your ex to your wedding is causing a great deal of distress and hurt to your fiancé. And that as her husband, you must support her, especially at her wedding. Now for the first update. Honestly, I got overwhelmed with the responses. Thank you to everyone who replied. As most of you said, I grew a spine and talked to my mother with me and my fiancé sitting down. She wouldn't drop it, saying she doesn't like my fiancé. Well, my fiancé yelled at her, so she's not coming to my wedding anymore. I sent all wedding guests a message explaining the situation, that my mother wants to invite my ex to my wedding, and basically, most of them are on my side. Those who said I'm ungrateful, let's just say they are uninvited and blocked. My brother, 34 male, called me to say that I did the right thing, which was a relief. Going forward, I will probably go low contact with my mother. My ex called me. My fiancé and I talked to her on speaker, and she apologized and said she told my mother no, and that she won't change her mind. I said okay, and of course she's not invited. My father said he's not coming either if his wife is not coming, which is valid, I guess. So the wedding is actually small, with 50 people, but the planned reception is huge, with 150 people, which my father is throwing on my behalf. My mother will be there, so there might be drama. Edit. I should have added that my father and father-in-law are both throwing the reception together. I will have security just in case at the wedding. I wouldn't stop with security. Put passwords on everything. Flowers, cake, catering, venue, the whole thing. She is nuts enough to do something as equally stupid as inviting your ex LOL. We'll make sure. I mean, I get that this is getting all screwed up, and you never wanted any of this for your wedding. But look, for most people, the reception is the wedding. Of course, the ceremony is important, especially to you and your fiancé. But people mostly show up for the party, not the ceremony. People remember the party, the speeches, the dancing, the cake, and you've given control of that party to your mother's accomplice. I don't want to twist your situation up any more than it already is, but you at least need to think this part through some more. And obviously, if you don't or can't replace all the money your dad is paying for the reception, you have to handle him gently. But this update in your post, this plan you have now, it's a recipe for disaster. Should have added that my father-in-law is also covering half cost of the reception. I will talk to father-in-law about making sure no nonsense happens. I'm glad you put your foot down. Since your father is hosting for the reception, are you sure he won't cancel it from being pressured by your mother? Do you have a backup plan just in case? Father said mother won't do anything stupid at reception, and ex is not invited in reception. So your dad's not going to go to his own son's wedding because his wife is being unreasonable, but will go to the reception looking like a loser who didn't go to his own son's wedding? Got it. I don't know. My brothers don't have a close relationship with dad, to be honest. I was the favorite child who was spoiled rotten by him. That was the reason I was terrible in the past. Ah, there it is. The true reason your mom is crazy. She's using your ex as an excuse. She's emotionally incensed with you, and she's doing all this to get you to herself again. Second update. So I had a talk with father-in-law and fiancé about the whole situation, and my father-in-law will cover the cost of the reception alone. I offered some money to him, but he refused, saying I am like his son, which made me tear up. My father and father-in-law had a shouting match on the phone about it, so my father and mother aren't coming to the reception anymore. My fiancé is happy, and I'm happy that our wedding and reception are going to be drama-free. We will definitely have security there, but it's going to be hard explaining everything that happened. Many people are probably going to bail on the wedding. I haven't talked to them since, and will probably contact my father after the wedding and reception are over. Last night, I'm going to be honest, I cried like a baby realizing my mother and father aren't going to be there, but my fiancé comforted me. Probably the most amazing woman I've ever met. Can't wait to spend my life with her. Also, I failed my PhD exam lol. Results came a few hours ago. Gonna try again next year, I guess. Going forward, I'll probably go low contact with my father and no contact with my mother. If your ex didn't want to come, why didn't you invite her to appease your mother and then she just declines? I mean, I know that your parents sound a bit mad, but wouldn't that have been easier? Still not good enough for my mother. She was like, if your ex is not coming, I am also not coming. Yeah, that's just straight up insane. Man, life's throwing some wild curveballs at you. Keep your chin up. Remember, at the end of the day, it's about you and your amazing fiancé. Wishing you both a drama-free and lovely day. And don't contact your father after your wedding. Let him reach out to you. He chose not to attend. Okay. Now for the last update. So yesterday, I got married. It was the happiest day of my life. But yeah, it sucked not having my parents there, whom I thought wouldn't go this far against me. They didn't even come to the reception either. I honestly cried after the reception, but my fiancé was understanding and comforted me. I couldn't have asked for a better half than her. My ex sent a message of congratulations after the wedding, to which I replied with a simple thanks. Since the wedding, I still haven't contacted my parents. But my father did send an air fryer as a wedding gift to my address. It's an appliance, so I'm going to use it. The reception was awesome too. Thanks to you all for those wonderful comments, supporting and suggesting things. I honestly thought I didn't deserve all this due to how terrible I was in the past. But people can change, and I'm not gonna let it define me. I'll always keep it in mind, learn from it, and move on. Well done on your self-awareness, admitting fault, and consciously trying to be a better person. Unfortunately, there will still be doubters and negative people. Ignore them, and just keep making positive changes. I'm sorry about your family. I think even your ex saw it was inappropriate for her to attend. Your mom has lots of issues, and if she were truly a friend or cared for your ex, she wouldn't want her at your wedding. It would have created drama and put your ex in the spotlight or the firing line. Your mom not attending your wedding is just a symptom of the bigger relationship issues. But not attending was the final nail. It was a time when she could have witnessed you truly being happy. It's like she can't forgive you for something you did to someone else. She's holding on to something that everyone else has moved on from. I guess this is her hill. She hasn't even given your wife a fair chance. Go for therapy and embrace your wife's family. They sound great. Congratulations. When you grow, learn, and work on your character, you do deserve to be happy. Good luck. Yeah, she's a good person. I brought drama into my ex's life. Glad she's moved on now and I'm not in it. I have a new half to focus on now. I will say, glad you had a great wedding and reception. If inviting the ex was a point of contention, why respond to her text? Why isn't she blocked? It was due to the mother issue. Mom was nagging her too. It was just for communication. Plus, I'm just going to delete her number and not contact her anymore. I wonder if his mom was using the ex as an excuse to not go to the wedding. Because it's really weird that she was adamant the ex should go when the ex didn't even want to go. I've seen plenty of times here that mothers and sisters will pick the ex-girlfriend over the son or brother, and I don't understand how they can do that. This is simply the case here. OP's mom formed a close bond with the ex and refused to let go. OP said even after the breakup, his family cut him off but still invited the ex around, and his mother didn't accept his new wife. I think that's simply the case. There was a post on AITA about a mother who refused to stop inviting the ex around, even though the son had gotten married to someone else, and she kept saying the ex is her daughter, and she was not going to stop inviting her daughter to family events. I never understood that logic. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother I am upset he and his fiancée set their wedding date 7 weeks before mine? My fiancé and I have been together for almost 9 years. He proposed to me in July 2024, and we immediately knew we were going to set our date sometime in June 2026. We let family know ahead of time, and we finally secured a venue this past April for an official date. My brother proposed to his girlfriend about 2 weeks ago, on the same exact day that my fiancé proposed to me a year before. I just received a call from his fiancée to tell me that they have set a date for April 2026, 7 weeks before our wedding. I was taken aback and kind of shocked and didn't really know what to say to her in the moment, especially because she also asked me to be her bridesmaid. I called my mom to express how upset I was and to see if maybe I was overreacting. I found out from my mom that she and the rest of my siblings and family were told this past week, and they were also very concerned and frustrated, as finances and time are hard enough already. My brother then called me to see how I felt about it, and I told him that I was hurt. I said I would obviously support them and be there the best I can, but that I wanted to, and should, be prioritizing my own wedding, as my fiancé and I have been planning it for over a year now. He seemed to get upset with me for being hurt that they set their date so close, and essentially told me that if I could be there, or not be there, that's fine. His fiancé told me the same thing. I'm just hurt that this is even happening. I want to be a part of everything with their wedding, meaning I want to be able to give my full attention and space to him because I am happy about their marriage. But that's just how it is, and unfortunately, I know this is going to cause a lot of stress for other family members. Am I the a-hole for being upset about this? Edit. For some extra context, these weddings will be occurring in separate states. It will require a good deal of traveling for family. I am not upset about the time or even the event. I'm super happy for them. I'm very excited. But I know the financial state of the majority of my family members, and this is going to be hard for them. This is why my fiancé and I plan 2 years out, not just for our own financial situation, but for others as well, so they'd have plenty of time. I know there are people who will say, well, it's your wedding, it's their wedding. Who cares about everybody else? And a part of that is absolutely correct. But I also know that some family members will not be able to do both. I am certain of this, and it's just unfortunate that we are in this position. Not everybody has the finances or time to attend 2 big events like this so close together. I was not mean to my brother. I just expressed that it did make me upset, because I know how much stress this will cause for everybody else. I told him I will support whatever he decides, and that I will absolutely be there the best I can. I don't believe the world revolves around me, but I do have enough emotional capacity to understand and care about how this will affect my family. Also, we have specifically asked for 0 gifts. We did say that if anybody is willing to contribute to a fund for future family planning, they can. But otherwise, we are requiring no gifts. It's really just about having people present, including my brother and his fiancée. Now for the top comments. You're the a-hole. I read your edits and I'm trying to figure out how it will be impossible for some family members to go to both weddings. They're just shy of 2 months apart. So unless you're having a destination wedding, or you're making people pay an expensive price per plate, etc., I don't get why they can't make both. If you or your brother or both of you are planning a lavish wedding, where guests need to pay to be there, see if you and your brother can work out a way to make it more financially feasible for your guests. Family doesn't necessarily live close by. Having to make 2 trips so close together would be pretty frustrating, if not an outright hardship for many. Yes, if people have to fly or drive a long distance, plus stay in a hotel, and quite possibly take time off work, it can be a financial burden, and people may end up having to choose one wedding over the other. It's inconsiderate of the brother and fiancé to choose a date so close to his sister's wedding. OP is not the a-hole. My in-laws did this. Brother-in-law planned a wedding for June, then sister-in-law decided to plan a wedding for March. It was extremely difficult for my partner and I to make it across the country twice in that short time span, as he only gets so much vacation and our finances are tightly budgeted.